Kia ora guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Hey, for today's recipe I'm making a bacon and cinnamon scroll, and this is all topped with a maple and salt glaze. So here's my finished product. Don't forget while you're watching this recipe that if you want to get a Thermomix on your bench top or you want to see a Thermomix demonstration, just get in touch. I'd love to have a chat to you. Anyway, here's the recipe. Enjoy. Okay, let's get started. So I've got my oven preheating to 190 degrees on grill, and I've got about 240 grams of streaky bacon, which is about 8 rashers. So while that's in the oven and cooking, what I'm going to do is start making my sugar topping. Here we go. So first step is I'm adding in 50 grams of chilled butter. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 50 grams of raw sugar. So now what we're going to do is just mix this all up and pulverize it down. Okay. So what I've got now is my sugar butter mixture. So I'm just going to put this into a bowl. Okay, so here's my sugar mixture, ready to go to the next step. So let's get started. First of all, you'll notice that I haven't cleaned my bowl, so it's still got the remainder of the cinnamon and the butter and the sugar mixture in there. So here we go. I'm adding first of all my 300 grams of plain flour. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, my 90 grams of cold butter, which has been cut up into cubes, we're going to put the lid on and we're going to mix all this together. Alrighty. And now what we're going to add in is 50 grams of our raw sugar. And a pinch of salt. So now the Thermomix is going into dough mode, so this is the mode we use when we're making bread. So what I'm going to do now is flick it to start, and I'm slowly going to pour in my 150 mils of milk. Here we go. Righty, so our kneading mode is now finished. So what we've got here is basically a very crumbly dough mixture. So now I'm just going to bring my dough together. Alrighty, so what I've done now, I've rolled out my dough into roughly a 20 centimetre by 35 centimetre rectangle. So the next step is I'm going to take my reserved sugar mixture that I made previously and just sprinkle this over the top. So now I'm going to take my about 8 slices of streaky bacon. You'll notice I've been putting these between sheets of kitchen towel and just to absorb the extra fat. So what I'm going to do now is layer these about a finger width apart on the pastry. So I've now got my bacon lined up. You'll notice I've left a little bit of a lip of the bacon over the edge of the dough. This is because the next stage involves rolling and we need to see where the bacon sits when we cut it. So here we go. So I'm rolling the edge closest to me. Right, so now what I've got here is my rolled mixture, and I've got a greased 20 centimetre spring line tin. So now I'm just going to cut in between the pieces. So basically, this is what we end up with. And then what I'm going to do is put these into my grease lined tray. Alrighty, so I've now got these in my spring line tray and I'm going to cook these in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. So while the buns are in the oven cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start making the glaze. So I've cleaned and dried my bowl, and what I'm going to add is 30 grams of unsalted butter, 50 grams of maple syrup. Just going to zero my scales. Okay. $60 grams of icing sugar. A tablespoon of water. And a little pinch of salt. The recipe calls for sea salt flakes. I couldn't get any, so I'm just using sea salt. This is now going to cook at 60 degrees for 2 minutes. Alrighty, let's have a look. Oh man. So what we've got here is like a runny maple syrup, but it smells really, really sweet. Next step is we're just going to blend this up to make it smooth. Alrighty. So these are the scrolls already plated up. So what I'm going to do now is pour over about 3/4 of my maple glaze. So this is our finished dish. What I'm going to do is show you how I would present it. I put one on a plate, drizzle over a little more glaze, and if you want to, you can sprinkle a little more sea salt on top.